Not all SUVs are created equal. Some are ticking time bombs on wheels. In this video, we reveal 10 models with nightmare reliability, expensive repairs, and brutal depreciation. One even had a recall for a fire risk tied to its battery system. Number 10. 2018 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. Kicking off our list at number 10 is the 2018 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. This is a vehicle that really pulls people in with its aggressive angular styling and a pretty low price tag, with used examples often found for between $10,000 and $20,000. It promises a whole lot of look for not a lot of money. The problem is the savings pretty much stop the second you drive it off the lot. The single biggest issue plaguing the Eclipse Cross is its continuously variable transmission, or CVT. Now, these transmissions can be problematic in a lot of cars, but the one Mitsubishi used here is especially known for failing. Owners report a driving experience that's frustratingly sluggish and unresponsive, but the real pain hits when the transmission just gives up completely, a repair that can easily set you back thousands of dollars. On top of the transmission woes, the Eclipse Cross gets a lot of flack for its 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, which only puts out about 152 horsepower, making it really struggle to get the SUV up to highway speeds. It's also been flagged for having outdated tech, and maybe most alarming, it is scored poorly in some safety ratings. When you mix the questionable long-term support from a small dealer network with all its other faults, the Eclipse Cross is just a risky buy with weak resale value. But if you think a dodgy transmission is bad, stick around. The massive family hauler coming up next is famous for a 1-2 punch of expensive failures and devastating depreciation. Number 9. 2011 Chevrolet Traverse. Coming in at number 9 is a vehicle that's especially deceptive, the 2011 Chevrolet Traverse. On the surface, it looks like the perfect American family hauler, and you can find older used models for as little as $8,500 to $18,500. It gives you a massive amount of passenger and cargo space, almost as much as some of the bigger truck-based SUVs. For a growing family, it just seems like a practical, no-brainer choice. But under that roomy exterior is a vehicle with a long history of below-average reliability. The 2011 model is equipped with a 3.6-liter V6 pushing out around 280 to 310 horsepower. But the most frequent complaints from owners are all about the transmission and the electrical system. Drivers report expensive and common transmission problems, along with a whole bunch of electrical gremlins that are both a headache and a money pit to diagnose and fix. And to add a little financial insult to injury, the Traverse depreciates like a rock. It loses its value way faster than many of its main rivals like the Toyota Highlander or Honda Pilot. So not only are you potentially paying for a constant stream of repairs, but you're also losing thousands more than you should when it's time to sell. It's a real 1-2 punch to your wallet that makes the Traverse a poor long-term investment. Thinking of buying something else? The next SUV on our list was once a tough-as-nails icon, but it's been ruined by one single devastating acronym, CVT. Number 8. 2013 Nissan Pathfinder. At number 8, we've got the 2013 Nissan Pathfinder. For decades, the Pathfinder was known as a tough, go-anywhere SUV. But in its newer, more family-friendly form, it's been haunted by that single, devastating acronym, CVT. Nissan's obsession with using continuously variable transmissions has been a huge black mark on the brand, and the Pathfinder is one of the biggest victims. Owners of the 2013 Pathfinder, which you can find from around $10,000, report a shocking number of CVT failures. This model, often powered by a 3.5-liter V6 making 260 horsepower, shows problems like shuddering and jerking when you try to accelerate, overheating, and sometimes a complete loss of power, which is terrifying if you're trying to merge onto a highway. A full CVT replacement is one of the most expensive repairs you can face, outside of a complete engine rebuild. And even if you ignore the transmission nightmare, the Pathfinder's reliability has been inconsistent at best. Engine and electrical system problems are also reported all the time. and it usually lags behind its competitors in fuel economy. This spotty track record has seriously damaged its reputation, leading to weak resale value and making it a huge gamble on the used market. But what about a brand famous for premium German engineering? The next vehicle on our list proves that reputation often comes with painfully premium repair bills. Number 7. 2012 Volkswagen Tiguan. Our seventh vehicle on the list is the 2012 Volkswagen Tiguan. The Tiguan really tempts buyers with its sharp European handling, a classy interior, and the general appeal of German engineering, with used prices often starting around $15,000. It just feels a bit more premium than many of its Japanese and American competitors, and because of that, a lot of people are drawn to it. Unfortunately, that German engineering often comes with German repair bills. Under the hood, the 2012 Tiguan has a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder putting out around 200 horsepower. But that engine, specifically its timing chain tensioner and the DSG automatic transmission, can be a source of very expensive failures. On top of that, turbocharger problems and a whole range of electrical malfunctions are common complaints from owners. While some of the newer models have seen slightly better reliability scores, the overall cost of ownership can be pretty high. Parts and labor for Volkswagens are just more expensive than for their mainstream rivals. This mix of potential mechanical nightmares and high maintenance costs leads to below-average resale value, as smart used car buyers are often nervous about the long-term financial hit. And believe it or not, Volkswagen has another, even bigger SUV on this list with even bigger problems, and it's coming right up. Number 6. 2018 Volkswagen Atlas. Right after its smaller sibling, at number 6, we have the 2018 Volkswagen Atlas. Just like the Traverse, the Atlas wins people over with its massive size, with used models readily available for between $18,000 and $25,000. It's one of the roomiest 3-row SUVs in its class, which makes it a go-to option for big families who need all the space they can get. But bigger definitely doesn't mean better. The 2018 Atlas is notorious for major problems with its electronics and its engines, whether it's the older 3.6-liter V6 making 276 horsepower or the newer 2-liter Turbo 4 with 269 horsepower. Owners report a ton of issues with the infotainment screen, sensors, and other electronics in the car that can be maddening to deal with. Problems with the turbo engine and coolant leaks add another layer of potentially wallet-busting repairs, especially once the factory warranty is gone. And just like the Tiguan, the cost of ownership is a huge red flag. Fixing the complex systems on the Atlas can get very expensive, and its reliability scores are often in the gutter. In fact, the Atlas Cross Sport model seems to do even worse when it comes to owner satisfaction. This reputation for being a money pit to maintain has a direct negative effect on its value, causing it to depreciate much faster than more reliable competitors. But now we're cracking the top 5 with an American icon, an SUV so popular you almost certainly know someone who drives one, yet it's hiding a terrible secret of drivetrain failures. Number 5. 2004 Ford Explorer. Cracking our top 5 is one of the most popular and recognizable SUVs ever made, the 2004 Ford Explorer. You can't deny its appeal. It's got that rugged image, a ton of different trims, and a history that makes it the default choice for millions of families, with used prices starting well under $20,000. But its long-running popularity has been matched by equally long-running reliability problems. For years, the Explorer has been absolutely plagued by serious transmission and engine issues. This applies to various power plants, from the 290 horsepower 3.5-liter V6 to the EcoBoost turbo engines. Owners of the 2004 model report jerky and harsh shifting, delays when putting it in gear, and sometimes total transmission failure. Engine problems are also widespread, including things like coolant leaks, stalling, and in some really bad cases, catastrophic failure. These aren't small annoyances. We're talking about drivetrain nightmares that lead to frequent, expensive, and time-consuming trips to the shop. The problems don't end there. Electrical system issues like glitchy touchscreens and backup cameras that don't work are also incredibly common. This consistent pattern of serious problems has given the Explorer a weak resale value because the used market is full of buyers who've been burned by its terrible reliability. But our next entry is a real shocker. It comes from a brand that's famous for being reliable, but their brand new high-tech SUV is turning out to be a reliability disaster right out of the gate. Number 4. 2024 Mazda CX-90 Plug-in Hybrid. This one is a real heartbreaker. Because Mazda has spent years building a fantastic reputation for reliability. But coming in at number 4 is the 2024 Mazda CX-90 Plug-in Hybrid. Admiringly, it's a gorgeous, luxurious, and high-tech SUV that's trying to compete with premium brands. Unfortunately, even with used prices still hovering over $40,000, it's a textbook example of a first-year model with some major growing pains. Consumer Reports has flagged the new CX-90 PHEV for a shocking number of problems. Owners are reporting issues with its complex plug-in hybrid system, which combines a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine with an electric motor to produce a potent 323 horsepower. The transmission, climate system, steering, suspension, and in-car electronics have also been called out as major problem areas. Some owners have even reported the entire vehicle shutting down, leaving them stranded. These critical, complex powertrain components are failing early, sometimes with less than 50,000 miles on the clock. While Mazda's non-hybrid cars are usually rock solid, this ambitious new model is proving to be a reliability disaster so far. The sheer cost of repairing these advanced hybrid systems means that once the warranty is up, owning a used CX-90 could be incredibly expensive. Its resale value is still a question mark, but these early severe problems are a massive red flag for anyone even thinking about a used one in the next few years. And coming in at number 3 is a luxury SUV that looks like $1 million, but carries the same fatal flaws as its much cheaper cousin. Number 3. 2020 Lincoln Aviator. Taking the bronze medal of misery is the 2020 Lincoln Aviator. As the luxury version of the Ford Explorer, it offers a stunning design, a beautiful interior, and powerful performance. It's built to make you feel like you've arrived, and used models from its relaunch start around $33,000. Unfortunately, the place you'll often be arriving is the service department at your local Lincoln dealer. The Aviator consistently gets terrible reliability ratings from sources like Consumer Reports. The standard powertrain is a beastly twin-turbocharged 3-liter V6 pumping out 400 horsepower, but the heart of the problem is in the same areas that plague its Ford cousin, the drivetrain and the in-car electronics. These issues are only made worse by the Aviator's extra complexity and luxury features. The cost of ownership is just astronomical. The average maintenance and repair bill for an Aviator over its first 10 years is estimated to be nearly $12,000, and there's a good chance it will need a major repair during that time. In fact, recent data suggests that routine maintenance alone can cost between $1,000 to $1,500 every single year. With recalls for issues as serious as trim pieces literally flying off the vehicle on the highway, the 2020 Aviator is a perfect example of a luxury SUV whose awful reliability drives its resale value straight into the ground. But our runner-up for the worst SUV is an absolute icon with a cult-like following that somehow ignores its rock-bottom reliability scores year after year. Number 2. 2012 Jeep Wrangler. In the runner-up spot, we have an absolute automotive icon, the 2012 Jeep Wrangler. Seriously, no other vehicle on this list has a more dedicated and passionate fan base. Its off-road skills are the stuff of legend, and its rugged, timeless look makes it one of the most desirable SUVs out there, with even used models commanding prices of $30,000 and up. But all that popularity hides a vehicle that gets some of the worst reliability scores year after year. Consumer Reports consistently places the Wrangler near the bottom of the barrel for reliability. Owners of the 2012 model report a whole list of problems across all its engine options, from the 270 horsepower 2-liter turbo to the 285 horsepower 3.6-liter V6. You'll find engine stutters, tons of electrical gremlins, and major issues with the steering and suspension. Now, die-hard Jeep fans might be willing to overlook these flaws and just call it the Jeep thing. But for the average person who just wants a dependable car for daily life, it's a total nightmare. Frequent breakdowns and repairs are just part of the ownership experience, especially on the newer models that are packed with more tech. And while the Wrangler's incredible popularity helps it hold its resale value pretty well among its fans, mainstream buyers are often shocked by how much time and money it spends in the shop. If your idea of adventure isn't being stranded on the side of the road, you should probably look somewhere else. But now, it's time for our number 1 spot. An SUV so bad it makes the Wrangler look dependable. Number 1. 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee. And finally, taking the number 1 spot as the absolute worst SUV you can buy, even used, is the 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee. For years, this vehicle has tried to be everything to everyone. A tough off-roader, a comfortable family car, and a near-luxury SUV. But in trying to do it all, with used prices often starting over $30,000, it seems to have mastered the art of failure. It consistently lands at the very bottom of reliability rankings. Owners of the 2014 model report a shocking number of issues with the drive system, electrical systems, engine, steering, and suspension. The 4xe plug-in hybrid model, with its impressive 375 horsepower, is even worse, plagued by so many problems that it led to a massive recall for fire risk from its high-voltage battery. Consumer reviews are overflowing with stories of engines needing to be replaced at super low mileage, air suspension systems failing, and electrical problems that even the dealers can't seem to fix. The Grand Cherokee is the poster child for a vehicle that looks prestigious but is secretly a money pit. The high ownership costs, awful reliability, major safety recalls, and plummeting resale value make it our number 1 SUV to avoid at all costs. Even if you see them with huge discounts from dealers, the long-term headaches and financial pain are just not worth it. Seen enough SUV nightmares for one day? Then check out our previous video, 10 best and most reliable Lexus models worth owning after warranty. These are the luxury cars that go the distance without draining your wallet. One even hit 300,000 plus miles with minimal repairs. Tap the link on screen or in the description. You'll love the peace of mind.